I'm Courtney. We're a family of 5 trying to grow as much of our own food as we can, and we raise chickens. Our kids wanted to name our little backyard farm, so we did. It's called Heart Pine Farms. It's April 2nd, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to get my tomato and pepper seeds started today. I'm out here just sitting on the ground picnic style because it's a beautiful spring day, and this just feels relaxing right now. I try to let this be the latest that I start my tomato and pepper seeds, but you really can get them started indoors 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost date, transplanted outdoors 2 weeks after your last frost date. Years ago, I would have been worried about starting this late, but I've transplanted outdoors in June several times and have had great harvests. I've been growing tomatoes for 10 years in South Carolina Zone 7B, and I've learned a lot. One of the most important things has been figuring out which varieties grow best in our growing zone. I've experimented with growing different heirloom varieties for beautiful slicing tomatoes and beautiful colored cherry tomatoes, and I've had a lot of fun. But I've also had a lot of experience with losing plants due to diseases and heat stress and other things. For the past 5 years or so, I've been focusing a lot on production since we have a large family, and we make lots of tomato sauce, we make lots of salsa, and we eat lots of cherry tomatoes fresh in salads and in recipes. So the varieties that I found to be our best fit are Skyway, Roma, San Marzano, and this year I'm trying Cherry Bomb cherry tomatoes for the first time for our salad tomatoes. Skyway tomato plants will set fruit in 90-degree weather, and we've actually seen that they do grow well here in the southeastern United States. We've had great harvests from these plants year after year here in South Carolina. They're delicious as slicing tomatoes, but we also use them in our tomato sauce too. San Marzano and Roma tomato plants also produce well in our hot summers, and we've had great harvests over the years. We're talking about hundreds of pounds of tomatoes every season. With these particular varieties, we've been able to reach our production goals for our family here in our Zone 7B growing zone. I always start my tomato and pepper seeds indoors to give them the best, strongest start. I also use these plastic pots from Bootstrap Farmer because they're really sturdy, they're easy to transport, and the best part is that I can reuse these year after year. I plant my seeds every year in Fox Farm Happy Frog potting soil. It's a rich potting soil, but it drains well, and that's important because I plant my seeds and grow the seedlings in these pots until they're ready to go outside. This potting soil will carry them through the whole entire way. So I put some soil in a 5-gallon bucket here, and I added some water, and I'm just mixing the soil and water together by hand. And I just add enough water so that the soil feels like a wrung out sponge. You can feel some moisture in there, but you definitely don't want the soil to be too soggy. I have my pots all labeled and everything. We just use painter's tape and use a permanent marker to label them. That has been pretty convenient over the years, and it's easy to take the tape off. So what I do is I fill each pot. I'm gonna fill it about 3/4 of the way full, and then I use another pot to very lightly tamp the soil down, and then I fill it the rest of the way, and then I very lightly tamp it down using my hands. Now that the pots are filled with soil, I'm going to use this pencil right here to make little holes for the seeds, no deeper than 1/4 of an inch deep. And then I'm just going to drop a seed in each hole. If I have enough seeds, I'll put a couple of seeds in each hole, just in case we have germination issues. Especially like pimento peppers are kind of tricky. Now that the tomato seeds are all planted, I'm going to move along to peppers, which I plant the same way that I plant the tomato seeds. And like tomatoes, over the years, I've experimented with lots of different varieties, especially because they're just so much fun to grow. But this year we're focusing on production, just like with tomatoes. So we're growing peppers mainly for making salsa and for freezing to use in recipes. I am going to grow a bunch of pimento pepper plants though, because we love growing pimentos, mainly because we like making pimento cheese spread. We grow in 4x8 raised beds. I've found over the years that planting 4 tomato plants in each bed works best, and I plant 10 to 12 pepper plants in each bed. So here's the plan for this year. So in these trays, we'll have 14 pimento plants, 5 Milena bell pepper, 5 lively Italian orange pepper, 8 purple jalapeno, which I'm really excited to try this year. It's the first time I have ever tried these, and they're absolutely beautiful in the seed catalog, so I'm super excited about those. 4 cherry bomb tomato plants, 6 San Marzano, 20 Roma, 10 Skyway. And keep in mind that I do plant a couple extra of each variety of peppers and tomatoes, just in case we have germination issues, and also when we transplant them in the garden, sometimes we lose some seedlings, so it's nice to have backups in case we have to replace them within the first week or two. The seeds are all planted, so I'm going to take them inside and place these trays on heat mats right away. Tomatoes and peppers germinate best in soil temps from 70 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to 90, so heat mats definitely help with that. I prefer to surface water using a sprayer using warm water until germination, then I bottom water because it's more convenient for me and for the plants. I do turn the heat mats off after germination because our house is warm enough this time of year. I have the grow lights set on a timer for 14 hours of light every day. I'm going to keep the seedlings indoors for probably around 6 weeks, and I will usually gradually harden them off outside for a week or two before I transplant them into the garden to reduce transplant shock. I've started tomatoes and peppers too early before, and they ended up getting leggy and unhealthy when they had to be indoors for too long. I don't feel comfortable planting them outside until overnight temps are above 50, ideally around 55 or over. I'll be making another video soon showing the progress of these seedlings and transplanting them outdoors, so please stay tuned. Also, there are so many different ways of starting tomatoes and peppers indoors, so please share your favorite tips for your growing zone in the comments.